Hello, my name is Acosta. And today I did my presentation on Mario Malone. So here are some famous quotes that Mario Malone would say. The first one was, "Do something even though the evidence is not there." Very typical environmental issues. The second was, "If we take a look at the whole picture, it is much clearer to me that some actions need to be taken by the energy issue." The biographical. So Mario Malone was born March 19th, 1943 in Mexico City, and his primary field was chemistry. His parents were Robert Malone, his father a lawyer and a teacher, his mother Leonor and Henderez de Malone. Mario was interested in science at an early age because of his aunt Esther Malone. He was sent to educational boarding school at age 11 in Switzerland, where he learned German and Italian. Malone gets his degree in 1965 in the University of Freiburg of Germany, where he studied chemical engineering. Biographical part 2. So Malone worked with Sherwood and Ireland, where they were able to research different areas, mostly involved radioactive molecules, but decided to investigate the CFC. He began his research in 1973 and found out that solar radiation is breaking the CFC. He and Sherwood published a paper on the finding in June of 1974. Not only was it important, but Mario testified public health legislator and informed the scientists and the public about CFC and how dangerous it was. In 1975, Mario Molina became an assistant professor back in Mexico. Mario Molina moved to University of California in 2004, where he worked to reduce air pollution back in Mexico, mainly in his hometown, which was Mexico City. So here are some historical pictures. Here's a picture of Mario Malone. Here is the sources of air pollution in Mexico City, picture of the ozone layer, and his hometown. So Mario Malone's significant. So what he was significant for? So Mario Malone decided to investigate the chlorofluorocarbon. I don't know how to say that, but it's also known as CFCs. The reason he chose to investigate the CFC because it applied to science, to everyday lives and issues, and real issues. Also an opportunity to study chemical reactions and energy, which was his focus point. He discovered the solar radiation was breaking down the CFC and creating the chlorine atoms that are destroying the ozone layer that protects us from the solar radiation. Here's my works cited. Thank you for listening to my presentation.